Hello students. So today we are going to start with the introduction to micro and macroeconomics. So this is the first chapter for 12th standard. This is introduction to micro and macroeconomics. Okay. So what is the introduction? So these are the two main branches of modern economics. Two main branches of modern economics. The term micro is derived from the Greek word mikros, M-I-K-R-O-S. It is derived from the Greek word mikros, which means small or a millionth. Small or millionth part. Okay. And the term micro, it means it's derived from the Greek word macros. M-A-K, the only difference is in the spelling. Macros, which means large. Okay. These terms were coined by Norwegian economist Ragnar Frisch of Oslo University in 1933. In 1933, these concepts were coined by Norwegian economist Ragnar Frisch. Ragnar Frisch. So these names are important because while you write the answer in the exam, you can state who has coined the concept and in which year. Okay. So these are the two main branches. And do you know who was Ragnar Frisch? He was since 1895 to 1973 Norwegian economist, was a joint winner with Jan Tinbergen of the first Nobel Prize for Economics in 1969. He was the first winner of economics 1969. He was a pioneer of application of mathematical models and statistical techniques to economic data and theories. He had coined many economic terms. Frisch was likely the person to have referred to the study of individual firm and producer of microeconomics. He was likely the first person. And moreover, he referred to the study of aggregate economy as macroeconomy. Aggregate means what? The whole of the economy is known as macroeconomy. So he is the first person to, likely the first person to refer to this study. Okay, and things you should know is microeconomics was developed first. It is a traditional approach. It's a traditional approach. Origin of this approach was traced back to classical economists Adam Smith, David Ricardo, and J.S. Mill, etc. It was popularized by neoclassical economist Professor Alfred Marshall. So you might hear this name more often in economics. Professor Alfred Marshall. In his book Principles of Economics, published in 1890, other economists like Professor Hicks, Pigou, Samuelson, and Jan Robinson have contributed to the development of microeconomics. Historical review of macroeconomics. It did exist in the past before the evolution of microeconomics. In 16th and 17th century, followers of the mercantilist, a group of English merchants, advocated policies to government which were based on macroeconomics approach. Okay, so that was it, the historical review. So now let's move to the meaning of macroeconomics. So I'll just bring this closer. Okay, meaning of microeconomics. Microeconomy is a small part of a thing. Microeconomy thus deals with small part of national economy. It deals with small part of national economy. It studies the economic behavior actions of individual units such as individual individual consumer, individual producer, individual firm, particular economy, particular commodity or a factor. So since it's a small part and he studies the national economy in a small part, thus it only studies the actions behavior of individual basis. Okay, this is the meaning. Now the definitions. So just remember, definitions are given by economists. So they will differ according to different economists. So one of the economists was Maurice Dobb. So what definition he give? Microeconomics is in fact a microscopic study of the economy. Microscopic. Just remember the word microscopic means we have this tool in science, that is microscope. So his meaning was, it's a microscopic study of the economy. Professor A.P. Lerner. Professor means he is also an economist. Professor A.P. Lerner. Microeconomic consists of looking at the economy through a microscope. Here also he says that it is looking through the economy through a microscope, as if we were looking to a million of cells in the body of the economy. The individuals, household or consumers and individuals or firms as producers play their role in the working of the whole economic organism. Okay, it is like looking to the economy through a microscope. Okay, now we'll study the scope of microeconomics. Scope. So in the scope we have theory of product pricing. What is theory of product pricing? The price of an individual commodity is determined by the market forces of demand and supply. So whatever is in the market is determined by demand and supply. Microeconomics is concerned with demand analysis, that is the consumer behavior, and supply analysis, that is the individual producer. Okay, theory, what does it say? It determined by market forces of demand and supply, and micro is concerned with the individual consumer behavior and supply analysis, that is individual producer behavior. So his theory is going to look at demand and supply but at individual levels. Theory of factor pricing. In microeconomics, land, labor, capital, entrepreneur are the factors that contribute to the production process. Microeconomy helps in determining the factor rewards for land, labor, capital, entrepreneur in the form of rent, wages, interest and profit respectively. So in macroeconomics, which are the factors contribute to production are is land, labor, capital and entrepreneur. And what are the factors that reward this? For land we get the rent, for labor they give the wages, capital we in the interest, and for entrepreneur profit is more important. Okay. 3. Theory of economic welfare. Theory of welfare basically deals with efficiency in the allocation of resources, how efficiently you are using the resources. Efficiency is the allocation attained when it results in maximization of satisfaction. So when we can say it's efficient, when the satisfaction is maximized. Economic efficiency involves 3 efficiencies. It involves 3 efficiencies. Efficiency in production. What does efficiency in production means? Producing maximum possible goods and services from given amount of resources. Then is efficiency in consumption. It means distribution of product, goods and services among the people for consumption in such a way that as to maximize the total satisfaction of the society. Now the overall economic efficiency. Economic efficiency. It means the production of those goods which are most desired by the people. So in efficiency, there are three more efficiencies, that is production efficiency, consumption efficiency, and economic efficiency. Economic efficiency means the production of goods which are most desired by the people. Okay. Microeconomics shows under the condition these efficiencies are achieved. Thus, the focus of microeconomics is mainly confined to price theory and resource allocation. It's more confined to price theory and resource allocation. It does not study the aggregates relating to the whole economy. This approach does not study national problems such as unemployment, poverty, inequality. Theory of growth, theory of business cycle, monetary fiscal policies are beyond the, because we are learning about microeconomics, it means we are learning only the smallest part, like the individual behavior, the individual demand, supply. Okay, so that is why the definition also includes all these things. So when we study about macroeconomics, we will cover the rest of the things. So now let's move to the features. So now let's start with the features of macroeconomics. Features of microeconomics. Okay. Study of individual units. Study of individual units. Macroeconomics is the study of behavior of small individual economic units like individual firm, individual price, individual households. So as we know, it's a study of small things, so it will always be individual units. Price theory. Macroeconomic deals with determination of prices of goods and services as well as factors of production, hence it's known as price theory. It is the determination of prices of goods and services. Partial equilibrium. Equilibrium is the balance between two factors. It is a balance between two factors. Microeconomic analysis deals with partial equilibrium, which analyzes the equilibrium position of an individual economic unit, that is individual consumer, individual firm, individual industry. It isolates an individual unit from other forces and studies the equilibrium independently. Partial equilibrium is two factors and it deals with individual units like individual consumer, firm and industry. It's based on certain assumptions. Macroeconomic begins with the fundamental assumption, other things remaining constant. Other things remaining constant. Such as perfect competition, laissez-faire. In other words, it can be called as laissez-faire, that is everything is fair. Pure capitalism, full employment, these assumptions make the analysis simple. Though this is assumptions, these things cannot happen because other things remaining constant, everything cannot remain constant. This is the assumption. Then comes the slicing method. Slicing, as you see, slicing means what? It is like cutting the everything into slices. It uses the slicing method. It splits and divides. Slicing means what? Splits and divides the whole economy into small individual units and studies each unit separately. It will study each unit separately in detail. Example is individual income out of national income, individual demand out of aggregate demand. Then comes use of marginalism principle. Use of marginalism principle. What does this say? The concept of marginalism is the key tool of macroeconomic analysis. It is the important tool for macroeconomics analysis. The term marginal means change brought in total of an additional unit. It means change brought in total by an additional unit. Marginal means what? Change brought by an additional unit. It helps to study the variable through the changes. Producer and consumers take economic decisions using this principle. Okay. Then comes analysis of market structure. Microeconomic analysis different market structures such as perfect competition, monopolistic competition, oligopoly. It studies different market structures. Limited scope. Limited scope means what? The scope of macroeconomics is limited to only individual unit. It deals with the nationwide. It doesn't deal with the nationwide economic problems. It deals with the individual problems and not with nationwide problems such as inflation, deflation, balance of payments, poverty and employment, populations, economic growth, etc. So it's not going to learn about all these things. Okay. So now let's move to the next concept, that is importance of macroeconomics. Importance of microeconomics. First is the price determination. What does it mean? It explains how the price of different products and various factors of production are determined. Price determination, it determines the prices of different products. And free market economy. Microeconomics helps in understanding the working of a free market economy. Free market economy is that economy where the economic decisions regarding production of goods, what to produce, how much to produce, how to produce are taken at individual levels. Free market means there are no restrictions. There is no intervention by government or any agencies. Foreign trade. So what does it say about foreign trade? Macroeconomics helps in explaining various concepts of foreign trade, like effects of tariff on a particular commodity, determination of exchange rates of two countries, gain from international trade to a particular country, etc. So from foreign trade we get different currencies and exchange rates, and it's helpful in the determination of currency rates. Economic model building. Macroeconomics helps in understanding various complex economic situations with the help of economic models. It has made a valuable contribution to economics by developing various concepts, terminologies, tools of analysis, etc. Economic models are built using various economic variables. Next one is the business decisions. So macroeconomic theories are useful to whom? Businessmen. It's useful to businessmen for taking crucial business decisions. These decisions are related to the determination of cost of production, then the prices of goods and maximization of profit and output. So these are the business decisions useful to the government. It's useful to government in framing the economic policies such as taxation policy. It's useful to the government for framing the policies, that is the taxation policy. Then is the public expenditure, price policy, etc. This policy helps the government to attain its goals through efficient allocation of resources and promoting the economic welfare of the society. Okay. Then last one importance. The last importance is basis of welfare economics. Is the basis of welfare economics. Microeconomics explains how best results can be obtained through optimum utilization of resources and its best allocation. It is also studies how taxes affect the social welfare. Okay. So these were the importance of macroeconomics. So that was it for macroeconomics. So in next chapter we are going to learn the meaning of macroeconomics. Next lecture we study with about macroeconomics. Thank you so much. Do like, share and subscribe to my channel, and if you have any questions, do write in the comment section as to which concept you would like me to teach in the next lecture. Thank you so much.